bless, my friend.
Yeah.
Bless your life more.
I'll talk briefly, and by the way, I'll talk after me. Now you're getting used to Raw now. Feels good, doesn't it?
Because it's a breeze.
This is Texas weather.
Feels good. I live in Atlanta. It is hot.
Been away for too long. Ron come back to greet you and you just running from Ron. All right, hotel. Brothers and sisters, this is the Praunk, where the House of Light, where the Western version of hospital would come from. And this is where a sister broke down and cried at. And she was crying because here she went to school to become a medical doctor. And she couldn't believe the fact that here we are in a temple, carved in stone, the same medical instruments that she uses today. And she said she had to take the Hippocratic Oath that she had practiced medicine according to that of Asclepius. And that is known as the Hippocratic Oath. The one she didn't know that an African physician named Imhotep was 2,000 years before Hippocrates. And she also didn't know that the fact that Asclepius is the Greek name for Imhotep, who the Greeks worship, but yet didn't call him by his name. So she broke down and cried about this Hippocratic Oath, and she didn't know about the African Imhotep, who was a physician 2,000 years before Hippocrates. When you look up here, notice his head is gone. This is the hatred that Europeans had for the African geniuses, multi-genius, long before some Michelangelo was a multi-genius. And yet at the same time, when we go into med school and some of us study the anatomy of the body, and the first person you get is a Roman named Galen. Thousands of years before Galen, Imhotep knew also the anatomy of the body. Or you may go on and want to learn about the circulatory system of the body, and they will tell you about William Harvey. Well, equally, the circulatory system of the body was already known thousands of years before William Harvey. Also, there were various medical papyruses that Europeans came here and robbed from various temples and sacred places and put their names on it. Like what? The Ebers medical papyruses. Here where Imhotep diagnosed over 200 diseases, brothers and sisters. There were other papyruses, okay, that tells of various procedures and things that took place here. These are the medical papyruses long before some Europeans, but yet everything that they so-called discovered here, they end up putting their names on it. So what we have here is Imhotep. Here's a bowl for his hands, prescriptions, suction, and a set. The proper way for a woman to have birth is to sit on the birthing chair. That's why you feel like you have to go to the bathroom. So that's a birthing chair. Okay, because the baby would go down into the water. After all, our mothers broke her water, and then we came here. So the water would be a natural thing for the baby to have. And then we see the pharmaceutical symbol of the RX. Actually came from the eye symbol of Haru. And why would they use that symbol to represent the eye symbol of Haru? Then now we have to go into the anatomy of the brain. And we go inside of the anatomy of the brain. They use that symbol because that would be the thalamus of the brain. And then the lower part would be the pineal gland where Haru is at. It's interesting enough they would have Haru where the pineal gland is, because Haru represents that divine good. Is that right? Yeah. So again, it's the opening of the pineal gland, the seat of the soul, the third eye, because Haru represents the third eye. So that becomes the spiritual eye that we even took to India. So they marked their head with a red dot in the middle of their forehead. That's part of the African spiritual science of the third eye that was taken to India. That's why they don't eat the cow in India, because that is hetero. All right, the cows can wander all over the street. You better not hit one. All right, so they don't eat that cow. So here we see that's ancient spiritual sciences, and all we see right here is are the books in stone. So what makes more sacred was put on paper, okay, in the English language, more sacred than what you see right here in the books in stone, brothers and sisters. Right. So here our ancestors left this knowledge as though they knew that one day we would forget our story. But we come back for the resurrection and the liberation and emancipation of our African minds. Hotel. By the way.
Very important to see here the two suction cups used for hypertension and dental tools, and even the bowl here for dental. for dental tools. I mean the dentist to get rid of the blood coming out from the tooth. Here, up till now you can see near the spoon.
Right.
And you can see here the scissors to cut the bone out. And also up to that you can see in the middle there the sculptor for operation, to open. Up there. Then we have the retractors to increase the wound, increased by 2 nurses. Then the doctor can get easily the pain. And you can see also the birth, that's for birthing. And this is skull for, tools for skull inside. And that's for observe the blood, like cotton, like that's linen, to observe the blood. And up there you can see a saw in the middle, the saw to cut the bone and make a transplantation for the, transplantation for the bones. And take the bones from here to put it in the head. Sure, it's done by your own ancestors. What is now is completely done by you. You are the masters of medicine. You taught the humanity everything as I told you in the beginning. Hotep. Back to the bus.
Give him a chance.